Hi, I'm Ben Smith from VH1Classic.com, and you're watching That Metal Gear, where we talk to your hard rock and heavy metal heroes about what equipment they're using and how they got started on their instruments. Today, we're talking to Dream Theater's John Petrucci.
Let's say hello to Long Island native and co-founding member of Dream Theater, John Petrucci. Give him a hand, man. What do you got there, John? Let's see.
John, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
John, who was the first guitar player that made you want to play guitar?
Well, I guess I'd have to say it wasn't really somebody famous. You know, where I was growing up on Long Island, there were so many kids that played. And I do remember kind of walking around my neighborhood and seeing this guy playing an acoustic, and he was playing Stairway to Heaven. I was like, wow, you know, I'd like to be able to do that. And so it sort of started from there. And I used to dream about playing guitar, which was weird, have reoccurring dreams that I was on stage playing. And eventually, of course, I got turned on to all the greats.
What was the first guitar you had?
First guitar I had was a plastic acoustic guitar that somehow ended up breaking, but it had nylon strings and was really, really tough to play.
What was the first song that you mastered on the guitar?
I'm still trying to do that. I remember as I started to get better, I really got into Steve Morse. I remember doing a song called On the Pipe off of one of his solo albums. I felt like I really had it down.
You're known for having incredible technique as a guitar player. Do you practice daily?
Yes, I do practice daily. It's the kind of thing where I feel like the consistency is the main point to stress. You know, so it could be an hour, it could be a couple of hours. The thing is to not really lay off it for too long and keep that consistency. It's kind of like anything else. You know, you sort of lose it if you don't use it.
What's your favorite song to play live and why?
Well, on the last tour, we were doing a big song called Illumination Theory, which is from our latest album, and it was a lot of fun to play. First of all, it's a big piece. It's like 20-something minutes long, and it's very dramatic and has lots of different changes and shifts and things like that. It's played on the 7-string guitar, and just, you know, I think it was the impact that it had with the audience and how that they responded that made it a lot of fun.
Let's go through your equipment and tell us the guitars you're playing and your amps and your general setup for playing live.
Sure. Let's start with this. This is my signature guitar by Music Man. It's called the Majesty. I've had a relationship with Music Man for 15 years now, and it's been incredible. And this is the latest incarnation. There's a 6 and 7 string. They're unbelievable guitars. So it starts there, and of course I use Mesa Boogie amplifiers and cabinets. The last tour I used the Tri-Axis, which is something I hadn't used for a long time. So it's Tri-Axis 290, and that was the whole last tour. 1x12 Boogie cabinets, and I use the Axe Effects to do all of the effects, so all the delays and choruses and stuff like that. And there's a little pedal drawer, which is fun, and we have some really cool different pedals. My signature Dreamscape pedal by TC, new TC phaser, and some other assorted pedals that you see in there. And the Dunlop wah, of course, been using Dunlop forever. It's a rack wah, and it's all controlled by this RJM Mastermind pedal board, which is the brains.
What do you like about the 112s as opposed to bigger speaker cabinets?
Yeah. Well, the 4x12s always sound pretty incredible because they're so massive sounding. But we discovered when we were kind of preparing for the last tour that the 112s had this very focused kind of sound to them. So, you know, if you're just putting a microphone up to it, and that's really what the PA is you know, receiving, what the audience is receiving, you don't need all of that extra sound. And so the focused sound of that one Celestion B30 coming out of the cabinet really sounded incredible, and we started using them. So the whole tour, yeah, it's a stereo rig, and there's just one on one side, one on the other, so it's essentially 2 little 12-inch, you know, speakers, and that's it.
What kind of strings and picks do you use?
Well, of course, I use Ernie Ball strings. This is gauge 10 through 46, and the picks have always been Dunlop Jazz 3s. I have a signature Jazz 3 with Dunlop, which all this stuff is really exciting for me as a guitar player, to be able to design a guitar, design a pick, you know, effects, things that I use that are not only tailored to my needs, but end up being stuff that other people enjoy as well. So it's been fun on that level, and you know, I'm very grateful for it.
Big thanks to John Petrucci from Dream Theater for joining us, and thank you for watching That Metal Gear.